What's happening, Nooch?
How's it going today, Fish?
It's a Monday. It's a Monday. Had to
Yes,
work.
it is.
You know, like going on vacation and then coming back when you're my age, it's getting kind of, I'm done with that.
Which part? The coming back or the going on
Yeah,
vacation?
they're coming back. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
coming back.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
about sick of that.
I'll find out soon.
Not a fan.
Uh,
Yeah, you're right. You're going on vacation. We're a day early because Nooch is going on a vacation for
yep.
Thanksgiving. And yeah, where are you going?
Uh, I got to keep that under wraps for right now, just in case certain people see this.
Okay. Okay. You're not
So I'll
leaving
tell you
the
next week. I'll tell you
you're not
next week.
leaving the country.
No, I'm not leaving the country.
Yeah, see, when I leave the country, and I'm like, man,
I
I'm gonna go back. And I'm a veteran, I'm a patriot, man. But I'm like, yeah, I like living out of the country for a week. That's
I have
life.
issues with that whole getting a passport thing, so I don't leave the country.
Oh yeah, no, I got a passport.
Yeah,
So, man, I guess we're gonna talk about this game. I see you got this the Weeks brothers lined up
yep,
next to each other. LSU made history. Well, they made LSU history anyway. It's the
yep,
first time three brothers were on the field at the same time for LSU in what, 130 years of football at LSU?
yeah, something like that. It's
132 years?
Yeah, good. Hey, I'm happy for them cats. It's a good family. They seem like a bunch of good people. They definitely bleed purple and gold, even though their daddy played elsewhere.
Yeah,
So I'm happy for them.
yeah, yeah. My man Crush number 40 finally got in the game. He didn't play the whole game. You could tell, although he played pretty well,
I
but
thought he did.
you could tell he wasn't 100%. And some good news came out of it. He played 14 snaps. Um, Wes Weeks started middle linebacker, played pretty much a whole game, 60 some odd snaps. Uh, but Little Weeks, which I think he's bigger than the other two. But anyway,
Yeah.
Zach, he led the brothers in PFF grade.
Yes, he did. I mean, he only played 6 snaps, but still,
Yeah, hey, but
he hey, you know what?
you
That
know he's letting them know
I
about it.
can promise you at Thanksgiving dinner this week, he's
Oh yeah.
telling them.
Yes. You know he's letting them know about it. He
Yeah,
uh he played 6 snaps, but that's pretty cool that he got on the field with his brothers. West Weeks is out of eligibility. He's done. I would think and surely hope that Witt would come back.
I think so. Yeah, I think the injury and missing a significant time really hurt his draft status. So I do believe he'll be
Yeah.
back.
And somebody mentioned something today that I hadn't even really considered, but Harold Perkins technically could come back.
Yeah, he can.
He only played 4 games last year, so technically he could redshirt.
Right. But he did take part in senior day festivities Saturday, so I don't see him coming back, but he is eligible if he wanted to.
I wonder if they're like the rest of us and just trying to wait and see who the next coach is.
It
Because
could very
Aaron
well be.
Anderson's the same way. He could technically come back,
Right.
but he
Same thing.
participated.
He participated as well. So I'm gonna go heavy lean that both of those guys are done, but who knows? The new coach, that's one of the jobs as a new coach is not just recruiting new athletes, it's recruiting your current roster to stick around. And that's
Yeah,
definitely two guys that you're going to want to recruit. So
sure.
we'll see who we hire and what direction that goes.
So my man Crush is trying. He's participating in the coaching search, as far as I can tell. He's doing his job.
Yes, he does seem to be.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, we'll hold off on some coaching search. Let's briefly talk about this abortion of a game. Worst game you ever saw at home?
Um, that was easily the worst offensive performance I think I have ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah, I
In
guess we
any,
can't say worst game because the defense scared me a little bit in the beginning, but yeah,
they
they
locked them
acquitted
down.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, they shut it down. But I mean, think about this. We're calling this, or I am. I'll tell you point blank. This was the worst offensive showing I think I've ever seen. And Les Miles was our coach for over a decade.
Yeah, this
This
was
was
bad.
this was terrible. This was I don't even know if there's really a word I can think of to describe it. I mean, you're going up against not just a group of five team, but a group of five team that is actually horrible on defense. They were ranked like 108th in the nation against the run going into this game, and you squeaked out 13 points, and it felt like pulling teeth to get to 13.
Well, yeah,
It was it did remind me somewhat of when Les would play against these teams, but Les was intentionally not trying to do anything. He was just handing the ball off and said, "Look, we're just going to lean on you till you
no, yeah,
quit." So it was boring. Whereas this offense, I think they were actually attempting to do well, just could. It was just bad. It was Van Buren is definitely not the answer by any stretch. So myself included, who wanted to see him instead of Nuss, he's definitely it wasn't the quarterback wasn't the issue. I could at least say that. It was
he was part of it.
yeah, he
He was a
was,
lot
but
of it. He was really bad.
well, I meant the quarterback position wasn't our problem all year long. We
Oh,
thought is what I mean. The quarterback in
gotcha,
general.
gotcha.
It's just the offense is just bad. I don't know if you could put prime Peyton Manning back there and rescue this offense. It's that
Okay.
bad. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, I always thought the offensive line. Well, actually, we started a thread a couple of months ago now on Game Day
Yeah.
Tigers, and I said it was a combination, but my biggest complaint has been the offensive line, and it just keeps getting worse. Honestly, it just keeps getting worse.
You know what's scary though?
Hmm.
According to the PFF grades, the offensive line pass blocked well.
Yeah. Well, there were no sacks. There were no sacks, so. Um, and really not a lot of hurries, but they can't run block for anything. And again, you're playing Western Kentucky.
Exactly.
And so not only did you squeak out a win 13 to 10, um, y- the offense sucked, but the defense gave up 3 points. Okay.
Right.
The defense gave up 3 points. The offense, Harlem Berry fumbled with a minute and something to go and scoop and score, 70 something yards scoop and score,
Yeah.
uh, which kind of, uh-oh, yeah, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because
Which
the way that
which
night
means
was
all
going, I fully expected them to get the onside kick.
LSU's offense was responsible for just as many Western Kentucky touchdowns as they were their own.
Yes. So, but with that said, you go back in the early part of that game in the first quarter, there's a couple of plays where just catch the ball. That's all Western Kentucky had to do, and that's an air raid offense. That's not number or top 10 passing offense in the country. And
Yeah.
if they just catch a couple of balls, they win.
Oh yeah, they win
They
handily,
win.
probably by 2 scores.
Yeah.
It was and
We were really
credit,
lucky to win that game, dude. That's
yeah,
scary.
yeah, very much so. This was bad. This was worse than 2017 Troy. This was worse than I don't know, maybe the UAB game from 2000 was a pretty bad one, but that was in horrible weather, so you at least had that excuse. This one was just we suck. You
Yeah.
can't
It's the
sugarcoat this.
worst.
There's
It's the
no way to
worst.
put a bow on it. This was just absolutely horrible football. Just
Certainly
bad.
the worst offense that I've ever
Yeah.
seen out of an LSU team. You mentioned like, and we had Les Miles for our coach. No, worse than that, we had Joe Sloan and Brian Kelly for our coaches.
Yeah. True.
Les Miles, I'm sorry, he never put up that bad of an offense. Never.
No.
We could always run the ball.
Yeah, or at
Uh,
least, yeah. I mean, with Les Miles, this would have been a 35-3, and it would have been the most boring 35-3 possible. But
Correct.
we'd have put up 35 points. And in the fourth quarter, when you was up 4 touchdowns, that I had guys, you'd have had to been scrambling for your program to see who's this guy in there running the ball now.
Yeah.
That's what would have happened if this was still Les Miles.
Michael
And
Van Buren still would have been in there because we don't have anybody else. And
well, true.
that's an indictment of Brian Kelly right there, if there ever was one. You know,
Yeah,
Garrett
yeah, we had
Nussmeier's out. He's hurt. I truly believe he is hurt. Um, I truly do. I don't know if anybody else does. I've been saying that all year, but
yeah,
nobody wants to. Oh, he sucks. Yeah, how's he suck now? How do you think he is now?
yeah,
Yeah. What do you think
uh,
about him versus MVB now?
yeah, I would say Nuss was definitely there's a reason he was starting over Van Buren, and
Hmm.
it's painfully obvious now.
Yeah.
To quote Bull Durham, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. It was pretty bad.
Something I learned this year, and I hope I don't forget it. But our media now, and the next coach may not allow access like Brian Kelly did. That's one thing I will give Brian Kelly is he allowed the media to have access to practices that no other LSU coach ever did.
Right.
Now, with that said, our media really, the bald guy, um,
Who's that guy?
AYS, the big mouth, all of them told us this. They said the defense is really good. The offensive line sucks. And Michael Van Buren can't hit water unless if he falls out of a boat, he can't hit water. He's inaccurate. And we didn't listen. We didn't listen.
No.
I didn't listen. I heard him say it, and I'm like,
Oh, we
can't be.
we we sure did, and we talked at the beginning of this season. You and I on this very podcast talked about we thought the offense was going to be okay, and the question mark was what would the defense look like with the new bodies in the secondary, which we were confident they would be better than last year. But we sure didn't think that our defense would be borderline elite and then an absolutely atrocious offense. I
Yeah.
definitely did not see this coming.
I'll say this. Talking about the bald guy, he made a lot of bad predictions this year. If you don't know who the bald guy is, listen to Baton Rouge radio about 3 p.m. every day.
Yeah,
1045 or whatever it is. But he made a lot of bad predictions this year. But he
he does
nailed
that
one
every
of
year.
them. He nailed one of them. He
What's
said
that?
he thought we would have a top 20 defense, and right now we do. We have a top 20 defense.
Yeah, number 16 in scoring defense right now.
Yeah. So, good on Blake Baker, good on the ball guy for getting one right. But we could talk about a lot of bad performances. I wrote some things down. Once again, first and goal, shit. Now what? Because that's just a curse. First and goal is a curse. And then I asked, what do y'all think about Nuss and Michael Van Buren now? Well, we talked about that. I said, so many drops, so many drops. Um, Even when Van Buren, there was a couple of good throws. One in particular, I'm thinking about the Barry and Brown. That it was such a good throw that you couldn't even tell. Nice throw, good catch, whatever. Then you
Yeah.
go back and look, he didn't come close to catching that ball. I'm
No,
like,
he didn't. It hit his hands and that was
legit,
it.
both freaking hands. How much did we pay for these receivers to come to LSU in the
Well,
offseason?
in their defense, balls haven't really been hitting them in the hands lately. So
They did
that,
it when
that's
Nuss was throwing and hitting them in the hands. They
fair.
have sucked. And I hate to say it, but Trades is in there.
Yeah, he's
He's
had quite a
had
few drops.
drops.
So, and we've talked about it in the chat, wondering where's 14. Well, I think we're seeing why we don't use 14 like the weapon we think he can be.
Well, and even when they do, though, they're throwing the ball at his knees. I mean,
Right. Which, and I think I brought that up here. It reminds me of like the Shaquille O'Neal basketball days where TJ Pugh would bounce pass it to him all the time. And it's like, no, don't. You're turning him into 5'7". No, he's the biggest guy around. Throw it up.
yeah,
Throw it up where only he can get it. And that's how you need to use Trey Dez. And he can make those catches. Just
yeah.
just
I've
don't hit
gotten
him
so
between the one and the four.
frustrated. I've gotten so frustrated watching these games when we're not doing anything. We can't move the ball, and you look and Trades is on the sidelines. I'm like, what the hell? And then, okay, good, they're bringing him in. Well, then they throw him, they throw him a screen pass or something. Like, what are you doing, man?
Which I tell you, and we talked,
Throw a
you mentioned
fade.
screen passes. We've talked about that before, how we were actually disappointed that we weren't using screens earlier in the season. But now it's become ridiculous. There was 23 passes that traveled less than 10 yards from the line of scrimmage Saturday night.
Yeah, it's the only
12 of
reason why
those,
Van Buren is 60%.
12 of those were at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
12. That's just, it's- man,
It's the only
that's
reason he's
absurd.
at 60% completion because anything beyond 10 yards, he was pretty much over.
He was over.
Yeah.
He was over
So,
anything above beyond 10 yards in there.
mm, I was trying to say pretty much, but yeah, so he was
No,
over.
no,
Okay.
it was an official over.
Legit
Anything
over.
beyond 10 yards,
And that's
he
just
was over.
terrible. I mean, you can't, this is not modern football, man. And in the running game, it was okay. Again, I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me. Maybe you have them, but I'm certain we were over 5 yards a carry.
Not quite, not for the team, no. 3.4.
What about for Barry and Caden Durham?
Uh, Barry was 4.4 and Caden Durham was 2.7.
2.7.
2.7.
Oh wow.
16 yards on
Okay.
6 carries.
Oh wow. All right. Well, so yeah, we just suck
Yeah.
all around. Never
Juwan
mind. I
Juwan
stand
Johnson
corrected.
was over 5.
Who?
Juwan Johnson, well, he was right at 5.
How many rushes
4.
for 20? Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
4 for 20.
whatever. Whatever. We suck
Van Buren was 7 for 12.
with no sacks. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
nothing is really what it was. So, the bottom line is the offense was just awful. I can't sit here and say that anybody was good. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, the best player of the game was so and so. Not for the game, not for this game. But this
No,
is something we talked about Saturday night in the chat on Game Day Tigers. Who was the best wide receiver on the team this year? After LSU, let me preface it by saying LSU went out and got Nick Anderson from Oklahoma, Barry and Brown from Kentucky. They went and got who else? Destin Hill from Florida
Justin Hill.
State. They go and get all these wide receivers because we lost Kyron Lacy. I mean, that's really the only one we lost from last year. So they go get all these wide receivers. Who's the best wide receiver on the team this year?
Savion Thomas.
Not close. Not even
No,
close.
no,
Absolutely.
there's
Now,
not a
Marion
second.
Brown has more catches and a little bit more yardage, but Xavier Thomas was a better receiver. Barry and Brown dropped so many damn balls and really, you know, never did anything like what he was hyped to do. And I'm not even blaming him. It's just the offense was just that bad. You got a guy that people said it was criminal negligence that he didn't he wasn't in the running for the Blitnikoff at Kentucky. Well, he damn sure ain't at LSU.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, Xavier Thomas I thought was the best wide receiver we had all year, and it really wasn't close. And not only wide receiver, he was the best offensive player. And some will
Best,
argue that. Some will say, "Oh, Trey does," but I'm sorry, us,
no.
nah, not even. He had his moments, and he's definitely the most gifted and most. He's a freak, but he was not a better all-around offensive player than Xavier Thomas.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, shit, I'll take Xavion in the return game over him this year so far too.
Over Barry and Brown, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Um, that's coming from, you and I scratching our heads a couple of years ago. We couldn't feel the punt. We were trying to catch punts with a face mask. Xavier
yeah,
never had any problems like that. And I
no,
knew that. I was so happy when we got him from Mississippi State because we should have never let him go to Mississippi State. He's a New Orleans kid, and I knew he was really good. I'm like, why are they letting him go? But we got him back, and I'm really glad we did. And I'm glad he had a pretty good career at LSU. I wish it could have ended better, but he's out of eligibility now.
yeah.
But
So-
on the defense, I'm gonna have to say I got a couple of names, and I know which one you're gonna pick.
For the game or
And
the season?
for the game.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna give a game ball on defense for this game for the defense, and that's so DJ Pickett or Jamari Butler.
I'm
And
going
I know
Pickett.
you're gonna pick DJ Pickett, and I don't blame you.
Man, look, that's my man crush. He
Sure.
had one hell of a game. He had a sack, he had a pick, nearly had another pick. I mean, he was kind of pretty much everywhere. He had a hell of a game, and it wasn't just garbage time like you always like to try to throw that out there. I mean, he stepped up. He took the
Oh,
place of the best.
he had to play. I mean, Delane
Yeah,
wasn't playing.
he took the place of possibly the best corner in the country and locked his side down. He
Yeah.
did exactly what you expected him to do, and the future is really bright for that kid. I hope the new coach makes sure that he does not enter the portal. We need that guy to stick around because he is good.
Yeah. Now I'll say this. The new coach, there's one coach that I think we have to keep on the roster. We have to. Although I'm a huge opponent of saying, well, you got to keep this coach to the new coach. The new coach can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah,
But in
agreed.
my mind, the new coach would be an idiot to let Corey Raymond go.
I agree. I agree completely.
Brian Kelly already proved that was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean Corey Raymond is DBU. He was part of it as a player. He was part of that first generation, and then just since he's been here as a coach, and look, we knocked him a little bit toward the end of his previous tenure with us because things had
He
started
kind of
to.
lost his fastball, we
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, he did, and then I think leaving and giving him that breath of fresh air and coming back kind of rejuvenated him a little bit. And shit, our secondary was. I mean, I like it. I think we were pretty solid all year long back there.
It's the
And
best
if we can
unit.
get, yeah, if we can get the studs again next year, because we'll have to hit the portal, we'll have to bring in some more guys. But especially if we can keep a defense at this level, whether it's Blake Baker or someone else comes in as DC, keep Corey Raymond around because he's a phenomenal defensive backs coach and he's a damn good recruiter for the area.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that, yeah. That's the ticket right there. And he is a great DB coach. Um, yeah. And you're talking about garbage time. It wasn't garbage time. No, that was playing against, again, a top 10 passing offense in the country.
Yeah.
That's
A
who he did
straight
that
up air
against.
raid that's all
Yeah.
they do is light up scoreboards
Yeah.
and shit, we shut that team down.
Gave
We
him
held them all
three
at three
points. That's
points.
all we gave up was 3 points.
And
First drive of the game.
there was a stretch in the second half where they had like 4 yards of total offense deep
Yeah.
into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It
It was
wasn't until
bad.
their last drive that they finally put a few yards together. They didn't score, but they put up a couple of yards just to salvage that number. I mean, this defense absolutely shut them down.
It did, and it honestly it didn't start off looking good. They marched right down the field. Now we held them and they kicked a field goal, but I was like, man, this isn't what I was expecting at all. Oh, Doxy, Doxy on the forum, she said, "Oh, this isn't looking good. Are we gonna lose to these people?" Or I was like, "No, we're gonna blow them out." And boy, was I wrong. But I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking the offense couldn't score on Western Kentucky. I was thinking the defense is going to shut them down. And the defense did shut them down. We just couldn't score.
No, no.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
Never
it
seen
was
anything like it. I just thought we'd wear
hopefully
them out and
hopefully we
eventually get
never
the
do
running
again.
game going.
Yeah, exactly. I was really and truly expecting this to be a Les Miles-esque game where, hey, look, we are bigger and stronger than you, and we're just gonna shove it down your throats till you can't take it anymore and just slowly walk away with it. And that didn't happen by any stretch. I mean, they beat us up in the trenches, plain and simple. I mean, we lost a couple of linemen this game
Soft.
too. It was, yeah, soft is the best way. I don't even know if soft is probably being nice to this offense.
Yeah.
It's
That
bad.
offensive line is soft as hell. So, um, 60, you said we lost a couple of players. 60% of the offensive line is doubtful for Saturday's game. I don't know if you watched Frank's presser today, but yeah.
I did not, but
Yeah,
probably going up against possibly the best front seven we faced, other than maybe A&M. Oklahoma's pretty.
yeah, their defense is probably the best we'll face. Yeah, their defense
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's who
this
we're
is
going
gonna
up
be
against.
this has a potential after watching Oklahoma and Missouri. This has a potential of being a 3-2 game because both of these offenses suck.
Yes,
They have
I
a bad offensive line, and they don't have playmakers uh, on offense. At the receiver position. So I don't know what happens, but I don't see them scoring a whole lot. Mateer was good in the beginning of the year. He got hurt, came back, and has never really looked the same. He's pretty good. He's gotten better as he's gone, but he's okay. But yeah, they're not a
uh,
juggernaut on offense, and we're really good on defense, and we
I'm
match up well with them.
Yeah, I'm confident we're not scoring 25.
Oh yeah, I meant to say that. So, the only time we scored over 25 this year was against Southeastern, which is a
Yeah,
FCS school. So we did not score over 25 points against an FBS school all year. And I have no delusion that we're going to do it Saturday against Oklahoma.
and when we fail to do so this coming weekend, it will be the first time since the divisions split and the two different levels of Division One existed. LSU has never done that. So we are looking at historically the worst scoring offense possibly in LSU history.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I fully anticipate it. Um, I don't
Which,
see us doing a whole bunch on
you
Oklahoma.
know, you gave Brian Kelly credit for allowing the media access. I'm gonna give him credit, man. Look, 2 years ago we had the worst defense in LSU history. This year we got the worst offense in LSU history. You know what? 22, I think, was probably the worst special teams in LSU history. Dude, he hit the trifecta in 4 seasons. That's impressive when you consider that we had Curly Hallman for 4 years who didn't manage that. I mean, Mike Archer didn't pull that off. Nobody did, and Brian Kelly came here and did that. So that's a hat tip. That's a level of suck I didn't think was possible to do here anymore.
Glad you brought that up. Anyway, so that's the game, the Oklahoma game. Like I said, I'm kind of joking a 3-2. I'll just say this, although I'm a little scared too, because I thought we were going to kill Western Kentucky. But but I'll just say this. I think we match up well with Oklahoma. Defensive, we don't match up well with anybody. Offensively, we suck. But defensively, I think I'm anticipating something kind of like the Alabama game, which
20
honestly,
to 10 type.
well, I don't look at it as 20-10. I look at it with a couple of minutes left in the game. We were within a score.
Okay,
That's what I'm thinking.
could be.
I'm hoping. I would
I
love to see us ruin their playoff chances because if they beat us, Oklahoma has beaten four, I believe, ranked teams in a row. I know they've beaten, let's see, Missouri, Alabama, Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's three right there. They lost to Ole Miss. At least
Trying to
three
think who
ranked
else.
teams in a
Yeah,
row.
I believe it was four because I think they said that during the game Saturday when I was watching. Yeah, I
So
think it's four, but I'm not sure who the other
so
one
they're
would
a
be.
good team, and this is a team that when Mateer got hurt, they lost to Texas, and it was ugly. But they're better than Texas. Texas is a better offense, they're a better defense,
Right.
and Oklahoma's more consistent. But that Texas game, Mateer was not even supposed to play, and he came back and tried to play with his broken hand, and it was ugly.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Yeah, I do
But
remember
they are, if they beat us, which is highly likely, but if they beat us, they're a playoff team.
I think, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I would like to ruin that. I would like
Sure.
to ruin that.
I got, especially because at the moment, they have yet to beat us in football or baseball since joining the conference. And I would like to keep that going. I would love to, just for that sake. I don't see it happening, but I mean, being completely undefeated against them in our two biggest sports is always nice.
Yeah, our two biggest sports. Huh.
So I said our.
Yeah.
I,
So
I have no clue about basketball. They probably beat us. I don't know if they did or didn't. I couldn't tell you.
nobody
Oh,
beat us this year, but I told Herb he's getting excited. I'm like, dude, don't even talk about basketball till January.
yeah.
Don't
Oh,
don't do it because last year I think we only lost one game. I'm like, oh, we suck so bad.
yeah.
But there is another thing going on that has to do with LSU, and that's who's going to replace Brian Kelly. So, I said we're not going to spend too much time on it because
We don't know.
we don't know, but we have some clues. Most people think it's going to be the guy that I've been wanting for about 5 years. I thought we should have. I thought we should have gone after him a long time ago.
Yep, you
But,
were on that bandwagon in
yeah,
21.
yep. So we didn't. But here's the latest scoop anyway. I say latest. Friday, um, there was some thought that we may find out something, but what happened was Lane Kiffin had a meeting with his athletic director, Keith Carter, and they come out of it and they say, okay, we're gonna either announce or Lane's gonna make a decision or we're gonna make a decision, but it'll be announced the day after the Egg Bowl. So that'd be this coming Saturday.
Right.
What does that tell you is happening with regards to Ole Miss?
To me, I think he's leaving.
Yeah.
That's what that tells me. If he was staying, there's no reason to delay.
Why would they not announce it?
So either he is officially 100% leaving, or it's at least still in the works. They're trying to keep him, and it's not they don't have an agreement yet, which I'm sure they are still trying, and he hasn't officially turned in his notice, but is a heavy lean to be gone, is what that tells me. Because there's no reason to delay if you're keeping him.
Here's the things, right, correct. And if he's, I mean, I do think Lane is happy at Ole Miss. I think he has had a good time at Ole Miss. I think he's grown up a lot. I think he's kind of turned his career around, so forth
Yeah.
and so on. I think he's appreciative of the time there. But the bottom line is, I think they screwed up. I think Ole Miss screwed up because all he wanted to do, and this is speculation on my part, but I mean, I watch a lot of him. I watch a lot of his press conferences. I watched the one today, and it's the same thing. He wants to coach this team throughout the rest of the season.
Oh,
And
yeah. I mean, you've worked for this.
yeah, and they're a
You built this.
playoff team. I mean, I get it, but Ole Miss kind of jumped the shark a little bit, in my opinion. They said, we need an answer. Why do you need an answer? Just shut up. Just shut up. And that's
I
where I think
agree.
they screwed up because they forced his hand. And now they've come out with this deadline when all they really had to do was just shut up. If they wanted to keep him, because LSU wants him, Florida was the hot one at the beginning of this, and then now LSU's kind of taking the lead, and most people think it's LSU, including most Ole Miss people, think it's LSU. Um, but if they would have just shut up and let him coach the team, uh, and let's just say he beats Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl, which he should, but let's just say he does, and he goes to the playoffs, because he will. If he beats Mississippi State, they're going to the playoffs for sure with
Hell,
him if
the
he's
way
coaching.
the way tiebreakers break out, they have not been eliminated from a trip to Atlanta yet. They could still end up in the SEC championship. So Ole Miss could have an SEC title and a deep playoff run if you just shut up.
If they would have just shut up. And not only that, they stood a good chance of keeping their coach because LSU and Florida, I don't know about Florida. Their administration, I mean, ours is is rookies, but they're doing a pretty damn good job right now. But
Yeah.
um, but anyway, the bottom line is neither one of those programs are going to sit around and wait for Lane Kiffin through January, through the time of the
No,
playoffs. Yeah,
no, to
they're not
even
going to do it.
no, to even make an
Can't.
announcement, you
You
can't.
can't do it.
No, because you miss the early signing period, you miss the entire portal window,
Yep.
you miss everything. You have to have a guy in place.
Yeah. And
And he's got to be
so that's
he
where I
has to be
think they
working for you, not just, hey,
yeah.
we named him. He has to be working for you, all in for you during this time period.
Yeah, and so I think they really screwed up when they kind of forced his hand. Um, we'll see. But I think if they would have just shut up and let him do what he wanted, which was just to finish coaching out the season, um, they stood a good chance of keeping him.
Oh, absolutely. But it's Ole Miss. So, me, I'm rooting for their demise because they're Ole Miss. I think it would be glorious if they lost Friday. Lane comes to us, the committee shuts them out of the playoffs, and he comes here and wins a couple of titles.
Yeah. So that's my hope is that I was kind of hoping to hear something. I don't know if it makes it to Saturday, man. Because it's so I don't know if you had a
Yeah.
chance to watch that press conference. He's so uncomfortable and he just shut him down. I mean, he told them up front, I'm going
You
to
have
talk about
to.
the game. And they just kept trying. And he finally told this one guy, that's three. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm not talking about that. Um, I thought
Yeah,
he
and
handled it as well as you could.
he did, and it's got to be tough to be in his spot. I
So
get it,
uncomfortable looking. He looks
but
miserable.
at the same time, you could end it all right now.
Yeah,
You could, and I get why he's not, and that's what leads me to believe he won't be at Ole Miss next year. Where will he be? I don't know, but I'm leaning. I was a heavy lean that he was staying, but just
I
watching
was
this,
too.
I really don't see him staying now. Just all of the tea leaves, and look, Lane's a master at playing the media game and the social media and trolling, and
He hadn't
this no
posted on
longer
social
looks like
media
that.
since Friday night.
Yeah, this no longer looks like trolling. This now
Mhm.
looks like a guy who's just he's ready to move on, I think now. I don't know what happened in that closed door meeting, but it kind of looks like that marriage is on the rocks,
Yeah.
at least publicly. I don't know about behind closed doors, but publicly it looks bad. Them offering an ultimatum, him not giving an answer, and shit, they may be losing him to their biggest rival, which
Yep.
is got to be embarrassing for them.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're their biggest rival because they got an Egg Bowl coming up, but second biggest.
Mm.
In order to be a rival, both teams have to win every now and then. So, hey, I got that same shirt you got. I almost wore it tonight too. I'm glad I
Oh,
didn't. We looked like we had uniforms. Man, listen, let's see how the president Michael Van Buren does Saturday against this Oklahoma defense. I hope LSU somehow gets a pick six or runs a kickback or something, and maybe we can beat these clowns. I don't know.
it's something, man. I'm it's been a really long time since I was just ready for a season
Yeah, I'm ready.
to just end.
Man, I'm ready
I
for
mean,
baseball season more than ever.
yes,
Literally more than ever.
everybody.
More than I was in the 90s when we were really, really good at baseball and we really sucked at football. I still
Yeah,
enjoyed football, but this is a worse season because there was so much preseason hype. And
yeah.
we beat Clemson on the road and we thought we were something, man.
Oh, we thought for sure it's definitely just a playoff team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Playoff
far
team. We
from it.
got a Heisman quarterback, no. No.
I even remember, I don't know how much time we got left, 3 minutes or so,
Yeah.
but I even remember thinking before the season, seems so foolish now that this game here coming up, this LSU going to Oklahoma, going to play in Norman at the end of the year. I'm like, this could be us with a playoff uh on the line and them, Brent Venables may be fighting for his job. No, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
They've got the playoff game on the line, the playoff positioning on the line, and we already fired our coach.
Yep.
Totally opposite of
Gone.
what I thought.
Yes. So I don't know. I'm just forward to it. Let's see it. Yeah, I see. We'll get through this weekend, see what amazing bowl game we'll be qualified for. And
Texas Bowl, baby.
I'm sure that's gotta be. I don't really know what else we would end up in. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm ready for baseball season, February 13th, first pitch.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully be a much happier season than with
Oh, yeah.
football.
I'm pretty sure it will be because there's a really good coach in charge.
Yes,
We got a
indeed.
really
Best
good
in the country.
studio for it too. Can't wait to start using it. This will be probably I don't know, second or third to last time you'll see this studio for the year, but y'all come check us out at GameDayTigers.com. Uh, we'd love to have you join us in the chat room, although it was pretty depressing Saturday night. But hey, at this point, let's just enjoy the last game and look forward to who leads the Tigers next year. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.